Hey, sports fans, Janine here. Welcome to Tiger Talk Thursday. So, we are bringing in today the assistant QB coach, Kerry Joseph from the NFL Seattle Seahawks. So, just give me a minute. Takes a second for this to go live and for me to be able to bring him into the call. This is episode 6 of Transitioning to Life After Sports. And Kerry Joseph has a really amazing story that he can share with us on his own personal experience of what he's gone through. So just give me a second as we are going live. It does take a second for the feed to load and for me to be able to add him to the call. All right. I've added. Okay, I'm going to join you. Approve. Just 1 second. Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I know you gotta love technology, eh?
Yeah, I know, right? How you
Thank,
doing?
Good. Thank you so much for joining me today.
No,
As
glad
you
to be
know,
on.
yeah, and as you know, we spoke last week or the week before, and this series I'm very passionate about life after sports and that transition. Being an athlete myself, um, as well as yourself, I have had some friends that unfortunately, they lost their lives. They didn't make the transition properly. And if we can serve that community where I know I have a number of athletes that are suffering in silence, that's what I'm very passionate about today. So thank you so much for giving us your time.
I'm glad I can come on and share a little bit about myself and my story, and always exciting times.
Yeah. So just for those that are tuning in, this is episode 6 of Transitioning to Life After Sports with Kerry Joseph. He is the assistant quarterback coach at the NFL Seattle Seahawks. A little bit about his background. Now, I have posted his full bio. I will not read it all because it would take us probably the full time we're on here, but super impressive. This is his first season as assistant quarterbacks after spending 1 season as the assistant wide receiver and offensive assistant running backs in 2020. He joined the Seahawks coaching staff on July 27th, 2020, following 4 years coaching at the college level and a 19-year professional football career. He most recently served as the passing game coordinator running backs coach for Louisiana State. So I will not read this 2-page bio. You guys, I've posted it in the comments. It's a phenomenal bio. So we are so lucky to have you here today. And knowing the topic that we want to discuss, I want to jump right in. What an amazing football career you've had. Talk to me about the mental game, but more so the transitions between each of the shifts in your career from different teams or from shifting from player to coach and what that transition was like for you.
Well, I'll start first as a player. It's always tough when, I started off playing in Ottawa with the Renegades for 3 years,
Yeah.
and then and then unfortunately the team folded. So you kind of go through that transition of having to pack up to move to a different location, going to Saskatchewan after that. The city life is different. The players are different. The organization is different. So you got to have a mindset, a mental mindset to be able to adapt. I think that's the key word, is to be able to adapt to your situation and to your circumstances as a player. And it happens year in and year out. Every year as a player, you change. Something changes
Yeah.
about you. Guys get married. Guys have kids. Uh, Guys might get a new contract. Things change. So you become a different person. Uh, because something has changed in your life. You don't become a different person. It's just something has changed in your life. So I had to do that I went to Saskatchewan, to Toronto, to Edmonton. Uh, then I started kind of realizing I wanted to get in the coaching profession. Started doing a couple of coaching internships in the NFL. Did one with the New Orleans Saints. But then I went back and played for one more year in 2014 with Saskatchewan, and I called it quits after that because I knew I wanted to get into coaching, and then that brought on a different transition, because now go ahead.
No. And what was that mindset like for you? So it's funny, you kind of left and then you came back. I feel like we see that a lot with pro athletes, right? They're like, oh, they retire, they come back. And there is that internal struggle, I think, of like, am I really done? And you kind of, did you have that moment of like, am I really done? You go back and you're like, okay, I mean, the body eventually doesn't sustain itself over time, but how did you have that mental internal struggle?
You know what? I did. I'm so competitive. I was 41 when I went back in 2014. I was 41 years old, and it was tough, because you just have that competitive drive within you, and it's like, okay, where am I going to put that competitive energy now once the game is taken away? But I already had a mindset that when I knew the training and the preparation for training camp and for the season was going to get tough, that's when I knew it was time for me to transition on to something else. Uh, but it's not easy. It's not an easy transition because it took me almost a year and a half before I really got into coaching.
And what was
But I was blessed to
that
be.
period? Oh, sorry, I
Go
didn't
ahead.
mean to cut you off there. Go on.
Go ahead. No,
I
you go
was
ahead.
going to say that year and a half, because those are the pockets that I'm really passionate about exposing to other athletes to really let them know that they're not alone. Um, Obviously, sometimes the vision is not clear. It's not like a clear, yes, we know we have this angle in sight, but how you're going to get there and who you're going to end up with is not really necessarily clear. But what was kind of your process? Because one thing you said to me 2 weeks ago when we spoke, you said football is what I do for a living. It's not who I am. And I thought that was really amazing because I think you said that was a guiding principle of you throughout your career that I think
Mhm.
probably really helped you. But what was that year and a half like? That year of self discovery, kind of what did it entail?
It was really trying to find your purpose, trying to define who you are when the game of football is over. I was always tied to that of football is just what I do, it's not who I am. And what that helped me do along the process through my career was prepare for life after, as far as networking, using my brand to meet other people. And then when I got in that pocket of a year and a half, 2 years, I was training athletes. I was doing sports performance training. So I was trying to find a way to stay connected to the game, but
Mm.
also help the next generation of athletes. So that kind of helped me until because I kind of did it. I was doing that when I was playing in the off season. So I kind of fell right into that. And once again, it goes into that mindset, having a plan for when football is over. I think the struggle really happens when you don't have a plan, you have no idea what you want to do, because what happens is to most athletes, since the time we started playing any sport, basketball, football, baseball, your life has always been
Yeah.
structured.
Yeah.
You know where to be, when to be there, what to eat. But then all of a sudden, when them pads come off, the helmets come off, there's no whistle blowing in your ear to tell you got to be in meetings, you got practice at this time. Guys get lost in finding their way when you don't have a plan. For me, uh, I had a plan, but it was still a struggle because I had to adjust to being in an unstructured world. I was always
Mm.
in a structured world all my life, and now I had to be in an unstructured world where meetings pop up, things might just go wrong that throws your schedule off, and I struggle with that. I struggle with finding the consistency to be able to deal with just daily duties that pop up in a everyday life.
And what would your advice be to an athlete who's in that space? Like, how did you instill structure into your day to day so that you still felt those grounding moments? You felt you're okay to breathe because you did like the structure, you felt
Mhm.
supported, but then you were allowing for that flexibility. I guess it also goes back to you talking about adaptability at the beginning. But for someone who's maybe in the thick of it right now, what are a few things that they can be doing to help them gain that structure now?
You know what? It's all about time management. I started reading books about leadership. I started reading books about time management, and I just made sure that I was always prioritizing my day, having a schedule, having a plan, and making sure that my day was in order. And if something
Mm.
popped up that would try to throw me off course, hey, I'll adjust my schedule to go to this 30-minute meeting, to this hour meeting, and then I can come back to, okay, what's the most important thing that I need to get done for today? If it's something that's not very important, I put that at the bottom of my list. And that helped me once I got into the coaching profession, because the coaching profession is crazy. You know, a schedule is set, but a schedule is really not a schedule, as a coach. And you have to be very flexible and be willing to adjust. And by me having myself in order, have my priorities, time management, doing that for me, it allowed me to adjust to everything else around me.
I love that. I love that. And now kind of being on the other side as a coach. I mean, and I know it's totally different, even playing at university, like being a rookie being a rookie versus being a senior. You see those different personality types come in, or they're younger, some are more confident. Obviously, they haven't had as much life experience. What do you see happening with those athletes? What recommendations do you have for those either aspiring to go to the NFL or that are on your team now? Where do you see that structure lacking, or what could they be doing to better their mindset so that they can execute consistently on the field time and time again?
I think you have to have just a mental preparation. I really believe that athletes today with social media, when you think about college athletes in the U.S. with the NIL, I think you really have to have a life coach. I think you have to have a mental coach. I think you have to have a team in your corner that can help you throughout the process, because a lot of things, especially at the NFL level, you got guys making a lot of money. You got things that's going to come at them in a lot of different ways. So you got to make sure you surround yourself with good people that can help manage. Once again, it comes down to time management, that can help manage your everyday activities, so you can really focus on the task at hand. Because there's a lot goes into playing football at the professional level. It's a lot of details. There's a lot of hard work. But then you got a lot of things: your family, your kids, your a business venture, an investment. You got so many things that's outside of the building that you have to deal with. You have to have a plan, and that's one thing that we talk to guys about: of having a plan, knowing where you want to go in life, and just don't dump all your eggs into the bucket of football. Have a plan outside of the game of football, because the NFL stands for not for long, and
Yeah,
we
yeah,
tell
that's
guys
true, eh?
that, yeah, the average is like 3.5 years, and it's like that for a reason. So you got to make sure that you have a plan, and know what you want to do after football.
I love that. And maybe some final tips. What do you do to stay in a peak state and always being able to consistently show up on a daily basis for your life? Because I really do believe, life shows up for you because you show up for it. So then I'm bringing my best self forward. How do you stay in a peak state, just for some other athletes that are out there, that has allowed you to get to this level of success that you're at today?
You know what? I just fall back on my core values. And my first core value is faith.
Mm.
I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of God. And everybody has their different views, but that's, for me, that's what works, of starting my day off. I get on a Bible call with a group of men. That's 120 men every morning, Monday through Thursday. And I start my day off with that, my faith. Then it's my fitness, of making sure that I take care of my health and my fitness, to make sure that I have the energy, the mindset, the physical fit to go throughout my day. And then it's my family. If people say, how you put fitness before your family? Well, I got to be healthy to be able to provide for my family. So making sure that my faith, my fitness, my family, and then I make sure I have fun. When I walk in the building and I get up in the morning, life is short. How can I have fun and enjoy doing what I do? When I think about me coaching football and coaching at the highest level in the NFL, it's not work. I'm still around the game of football. I can have fun with the guys I'm around, the coaches I'm around. So I try to make sure that I have fun. And then I do it with integrity, making sure that I do things the right way, respect people. Like for me, I can tell you this, Janine, I walk in the building, we got security guys at the desk. I want to know their name. So when I
I
say
love
good
that.
morning, I want to say good morning, such and such. Good morning, such and such. I don't want to just say good morning. He's a human being that needs to be respected, that loves his job. So it's about being just integrity. It's about loyalty,
I
being
love
loyal to where you
that.
are,
I
loyal to the people
love that.
around you. you know, and you end it with respect, having
Mm-hmm.
respect. Uh, if I can give people this here, the power of respect is to never disrespect.
Mm. Mm.
The power of
Disrespect
respect
self
is
and
to never
others
dis.
too.
Yeah, if you don't disrespect, you get respect.
Absolutely. And you know what? You were such a class act when you were here in Ottawa. I loved watching you play, and I've really loved watching your career over the years as we've remained friends and see where you've gone. So huge congratulations to you. I mean, to those of you watching, you heard it. We've got starts with fitness. Starts with faith, fitness, family, fun, and then you wrap it up with integrity, character, and respect for self and others. And it is a beautiful concoction to live a great life as an athlete and live in integrity.